Some groovy if I do say so myself.
So, as per the title, this track is facing us with some choices, which definitely is an appropriate segue from our previous topic. So, what are the two roads you're talking about in this song?
Well, when I wrote it, it was my first night at Berkeley. Like, just moved in, first night staying in the dorm. I wasn't really vibing with it from the get-go. Like, it maybe just because, like, I met some other musicians there, and everybody there was cool. It's not like I had a bad experience from the beginning, but I just didn't feel the spirit in it. Like, I didn't feel the Holy Spirit there, I guess. Music has always been a very spiritual thing, and I didn't feel it there.
Between two roads that are less traveled, all I'm looking for is my way home. Stuck between this dead end and a battle. It seems to me that both these roads might lose.
I was caught between these two roads of, you know, do I do this music thing, or do I, you know, do the 9-to-5 thing, which I know I don't want, but that's going to be easy. Do I do the music thing, which is going to be harder but more fulfilling? I end up doing the music thing, which is harder and more fulfilling, but it's just that decision of trying to really go after what you believe in, and that being caught between, like, okay, I know what I want to do. No idea how I'm going to do it. I can already see the obstacles forming in front of me. Whereas if I take the easy way, I can just cruise through life kind of on autopilot, just subconsciously unaware, subconsciously unconscious. But quote-unquote secure, become taking the easy way. So those are the two roads. It's based off of the Robert Frost poem,
I figured.
The Road Less Traveled. Yeah.
This is sort of the anthem of anyone stuck at a crossroads.
Yeah, and this song in particular, I keep coming back to at difficult points in my life, because we all keep running into crossroads throughout our whole life, whether it's financially, relationships, spiritually, creatively, whatever. Like, the crossroads don't go away. What matters is what you do at them, whether you keep, you know, trekking up the hill, or whether you say, you know, maybe this ain't for me, and you take the escalator. The escalator's not as fun, doesn't go up as high, but you know you're going to get to the top of something. Whereas if you're trekking up the mountain, you don't even know if you're going to make it up the mountain, but you're trekking nonetheless.
I just think the lyric, every rainbow has its rain, every great song has an end. That's a very poetically beautiful chorus, in my opinion. It still hits to this day. With every rainbow comes the rain, every great song has an end. I'm at two roads that are less traveled. Is this the rain, or is this the end? Because it's kind of saying, you know, is this the rain I need to get through to get to the rainbow,
Or is this the end of a great song? I don't know. But I'm going to keep finding out. Which again, like, that chorus came out of nowhere. This whole song was written relatively quickly. Came out of nowhere.
Is it one of your 15-minute conquests?
Yeah, it was about, 15, 20 minutes. I remember the verses came pretty easily. The chorus came really easily. The idea to, like, do that big tempo shift in the middle came just like that. It was like, oh, that'd be cool if we did that. And just going with the flow, like, sounds like a good idea to me. The chords there are just all along the watchtower. And then the lyrics came relatively easy, too, for that bridge part. Then when we got out of that bridge, it was like, okay, well, let's just repeat the first chorus again, or the first verse again. It doesn't even end on a chorus. It ends on the first verse again. Again! Which is a structurally weird song, but it's not something I disliked. I still don't dislike it. It's something I think it's kind of cool. I dig it, so I was just going with the flow. I'm like, I like it, so.
Two Roads has a lot of texture to it. I mean, all of your songs do, but this one especially, there's a lot of unique noise there. So what all are we hearing in this song?
Well, every song, like when you hear like electric guitar, there's like 30 different guitars layered on top of each other and like stereo panned just to make like that kind of wall of sound guitar that I like. I also like a lot of classical music, a lot of like Beethoven I love, and I like to make orchestral arrangements with guitars a bit. So if you really listen to all those guitar parts, it's not just, the power chords chugging through the song. It's some really intricate stuff going on that all together makes just this thick wall of sound. But then the other stuff, like on the chorus, with Every Rainbow Comes the Rain, there's a little toy, like, xylophone. That's the little, like, ding-ding part. There's a shaker there, which I didn't have a shaker, so I used steak seasoning. And there's a little, like, bell part, but I didn't have, like, proper, like, cowbells or anything. So I used a water bottle, like a tin water bottle, kind of like this one. You can hear when I bang it on the table, like it just... So, just stuff like that. Just making different sounds out of the stuff I have.
I like the improv.
Yeah, it's because I didn't have money to, like, get a shaker. Are you kidding? Those cost like $30. So I just turned up the microphone and just put a little shaker right next to the microphone. Recorded the whole album in my bedroom. The drums I didn't do in the bedroom, but I did it in the same house. I did like 2 or 3 takes because I didn't want to piss off the neighbors of every song. So I had to like really get good takes because I didn't have time to like do a whole bunch of drum takes.
We're now in the era of the bedroom floor artist, which I would classify you as such because you quite literally made music in your bedroom.
Yeah,
so
still do.
It fits. What do you think about this sort of shift in music production and distribution with like Spotify and things being much more egalitarian now? And what do you see in the future for artists like yourself?
We're approaching a point in time where artists don't need a record label at all. We're already there, in my opinion, but the greater scheme of artists aren't willing to admit we're there. Because like I said, it's just they have a lot more money than we do, so they can get in front of more people. But if you and like 5 other bands in your area all pull your resources, like, you're gonna get people's attention. Like, yeah, it's gonna cost you, but that's the way you run a business. Like, separating music and business is the difficult thing for a lot of artists, because we live in the music business. So the music thing has always been, and I still try to always keep it, a spiritual practice. The actual music. The business part is business. It's like any other entrepreneur. If you watch Shark Tank or any of those business shows, you're in the same camp as those guys. Difference is, we make music. They make ShamWow, you know? So
there's a throwback.
Yeah. But so the great thing about where the industry is at now is that anybody can make music. I made this on GarageBand in my bedroom. Free software. I had some of the microphones I burgled from the church, but nothing crazy. Nothing that would bust the bank. The only thing that would actually cost you to do what I did was the interface, and I guess if you didn't have microphones, some microphones to record drums, but you don't even need real drums. I like real drums because I play drums. I don't have anything against drum machines and programmed drums, but the feeling of a real drummer just can't be simulated, and that's what I knew my music needed, and that's why I wanted real drums on it. The feeling of a drum machine also can't be simulated. Like a lot of like Prince's stuff, you can't get the same sound with a real drummer because it's just mechanically perfect. Or like 9 Inch Nails, like a lot of that stuff was machines, but it just has a different sound. And you know, if we scale that up to the modern age with artificial intelligence and all that, artificial intelligence, just like the drum machines, can't do anything creative. It still needs someone to input the stuff. So I still see it as art. It's not like, you know, I look down on music with drum machines. I used to, but I don't anymore because I've changed my perspective on it. After like seeing the work that goes into actually making like a drum machine sound like anything usable, like it's real work, and it takes as much talent as knowing how to mic drums. So it's just a different skill. But anybody can make music, which I went off on a tangent, but I remembered where we were, so that doesn't count. Anybody can make music, which is great because anybody can make music. The problem is there's more competition. I say competition, I don't see other musicians as competition. I don't see other artists as competition because I don't think anybody can do this. Nobody can make Church Burglars except me. That's just the way it is. It's a catch-22. Like, anybody can make it, but now anybody can make it. There's no, I guess, gatekeeping. Because back in the day, you needed actual finances and resources to make a record. So if you were, say, Fleetwood Mac, by the time you actually got enough interest to get funding for a record, enough people had to say, like, yes, we like your stuff enough to actually fund this. That doesn't exist anymore. Nobody except you has to like your stuff. And you can still make it, put it out for the world. So that's just the difference, I guess, is now anybody can make it, so anybody can make it.